The easily offended should look away now. Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 brutal Frankie Boyle jokes.
We don't think so, no. You stupid old bastards.
Before we begin, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we take a look at some of the Scottish comedian's most controversial moments, including to-the-bone jokes on TV panel shows and on-the-edge gags as part of his stand-up routines.
Things are so bad in Glasgow that mothers have started dressing their children up as referees in the hope that people throw coins at them in the street.
Number 10. Coping with HIV.
Hello, Glasgow.
To get us started, the grouchy Glaswegian is handing out some apparently indispensable advice during his 2012 The Last Days of Sodom tour.
Got to a stage now where people come up and talk to me in the street, and I hate people.
A lot of us have had awkward conversations with ex-partners, but Boyle cuts straight to a worst case scenario and flips the situation on its head. While STDs and HIV are no laughing matter, Frankie's got it covered.
People come up to me and they say, Frankie, what should I do if an ex-girlfriend phones me up and tells me that she's HIV positive? And I say, the trick is to always act surprised.
Number 9. Harvey Price.
Apparently Jordan and Peter Andre are fighting each other over custody of Harvey, although eventually one of them will lose and have to keep him.
Next, an especially infamous joke which sparked a high-profile feud between Boyle and Katie Price. Frankie rarely has any qualms over offending TV personalities, so here he takes a shot at Katie and at her disabled son Harvey.
I have a theory that Jordan married a cage fighter because she needed someone strong enough to stop Harvey from f***ing her.
In its entirety, it's a harsh few lines indeed, and as newspapers and broadcasts gave the gag unprecedented coverage, the incident triggered a censorship debate as well.
It's my last tour and I don't give a f*** anymore.
Number 8. Concert for Diana.
I thought it was sad, that they had that pop concert to commemorate Diana.
To another joke loathed by the press and another which severely split opinion. The royal family are often in Frankie's sight, and this time he's targeting 2007's Concert for Diana.
They should have done something that celebrated what was really great about her life by staging a gangbang in a minefield.
For Frankie, the event had precious little to do with what the princess stood for, and he's quick to explain why, leaving the rest of Mock the Week speechless. Number 7. Roasting the audience.
It's like the more mature lady. Don't mind me saying that, do you? Do you know what I think you'd look good in? 1996.
When you go to a Frankie Boyle show, there's always the risk that he'll single you out, and heaven help you if he does, because no heckle will save you from Boyle's ferocious wrath.
What's your story anyway? What'd you do?
I'm an interior designer.
You're an interior designer. I noticed some inconsistencies in the way that you've designed the exterior of your face.
In this case, he hot seats a couple of audience members and ruthlessly dismantles their physical appearances, managing to get a "your mum" joke in for good measure.
How you doing, son? You have a bit of a dim expression there. You know what I mean? You look like you only remember your own name because your mum's got it tattooed on her lower back.
Number 6. Robin Williams.
I thought it was very sad to read about the death of Robin Williams last year. I can't be the only person. You enjoyed the death of Robin Williams?
From the very first line of this next joke, it's clear that Boyle's on precarious ground, but the Scot ploughs on regardless.
I read about the death of Robin Williams and I thought, why can't James Corden get depressed?
Tackling depression and suicide in typically brazen fashion, he takes both complex issues and first pushes the boundaries of what's acceptable, then pushes them a little further. The whole thing finishes with an account from an earlier show and more merciless treatment from Frankie.
As he walked out, he turned around and went, "Suicide can never be funny!" I said, well, kill yourself and see if I laugh.
Number 5. John Terry.
I enjoyed the European Championships, I did, but England didn't go out the way I wanted them to. I wanted it to be on penalties, but I wanted John Terry to lose his mind and blast his penalty into the face of a black spectator.
John Terry sits firmly toward the top of Frankie's people I don't like list, and the former England footballer has been subject to many a brutal routine. In Boyle's own words,
John Terry has a rapist's face. Not saying he's raped anyone. Not saying he's raped anyone. All I'm saying is if he does rape someone, I get £200 off Paddy Power.
But that's just the setup for Frankie's fiercest attack on the controversial defender, who soon finds himself as the central character in an especially messed up anecdote. If there is a line, Boyle crossed it a long time ago.
The only fluid I'd give John Terry is I'd wank on him in a Burns ward if I had AIDS. Open your mouth, John! Open your burning mouth!
Number 4, the good old days.
You never hear quite how racist UKIP supporters are, because they always do those vox pops for the news in the high street. They need to start doing those down the pub.
Frankie takes on UKIP next and predictably pulls no punches. Parodying Nigel Farage and co with a rant on the good old days, Boyles' version of the past gets progressively worse and worse.
It's like the good old days part of UKIP, isn't it? You remember the good old days? You could get fish and chips and polio in the good old days.
What starts as an angry guy changing up his accent ends in a polio-fueled fleecing of all the harshest aspects of modern British history. You get the impression he could go on all night.
But you couldn't be sure, because you'd been drunk, even though you're only 4 years old. Because it was the good old days.
Number 3, give a man a fish.
Charity ignores cultural difference, doesn't it? Oh, these people have to walk an hour every day just to find water. Maybe it's cultural. Maybe some people walk an hour every day to find water. Glaswegians drive 40 miles to get Krispy Kreme donuts.
For all Frankie's apparently unflinching social commentary, there is often a political point lurking behind the jokes he makes. Here we see him dismantle the idea of charity, taking aim at aid organisations and gap year volunteers.
Give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day. Give him a fishing rod and he can feed himself. Alternatively, don't poison the fishing waters, abduct his great-grandparents into slavery, then turn up 400 years later on gap year talking a lot of shite about fish.
He digs deep at how patronising charity drives can be, demolishing many a stereotype in the process, and even has a pop at comic relief.
Comic relief bans me just for going on and saying, I'm surprised to be here. I thought the only way I'd get back on the BBC would be if I started kids.
Number 2, politicians and child abuse.
Got politicians involved in paedophile scandals now. Of course politicians are kids. They kill kids!
To another politically charged routine, but this time focusing on the alleged involvement of politicians in paedophile rings. For Frankie, it's no surprise that the government is routinely linked with sex scandals, given how merciless ministers appear to be in other aspects of their job.
Help, we're trapped in the... Help, he's gonna
And as with most of his material, Boyle's very much aware of the controversy he's touting, not that an awkward silence would ever stop him in its tracks.
So it looks like we have a Prime Minister who dead pigs' faces.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honourable mentions.
He'd open up the chest. Do you know what was in it? A mermaid. And he'd have me stripped naked as a wee boy and make love to that mermaid on the floor while he watched for his sexual gratification. Now, years later, when the old bastard was dead, I went back up into the loft. I took down the chest and opened up. Do you know what I found in there? A dead monkey with its legs sewn together.
What's that, Joker? You'll be back. Somehow I don't think you will be.
I found that children's TV presenter, Mark Spate. Apparently his suicide note was amazing. He'd done it all in seashells and glitter.
Number 1, Michael Jackson's Children's Hospital.
They played a tape of Jackson's voice under sedation, show how many drugs this guy was giving him. And he's going,
I'm gonna build a children's hospital.
While Frankie threw caution to the wind a long time ago, here's where he decimates all remaining boundaries. Assuming a demonic role and reinterpreting the words of Michael Jackson, Boyle mans an unforgiving onslaught against the one-time Prince of Pop.
I'm gonna buy those kids a game of whack-a-mole. But I'm gonna lie under the game of whack-a-mole.
The shocked faces in the audience tell you everything you need to know as Frankie delivers his darkest joke ever.
So that when I'm holding hands with them, I'm actually abusing the little mother.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from Watch Mojo UK and subscribe for more great content.